Welcome to the Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective. My name is Kaia Ra, and I'm so happy to be here with you live today. We have a very exciting announcement at the end of today's Prayer Collective gathering, so please be sure to stay tuned for that very special announcement. And I want to welcome anyone who is joining us live for the first time today. It's important to know that all names of God are welcome here, and we are so happy that you found your way to the Sophia Code and to the Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective. I'm going to begin our prayer call tonight with an invocation, and that just means we're calling in our support with the Ascended Masters that are featured in the Sophia Code, our beloved archangel guides and spiritual guides. And we are also going to be invoking your higher self to be a part of tonight's gathering. So let's just begin. I'll go right into it. We're going to start right into it. And we're going to begin by taking several deep breaths. Come back into the center of our being. Very center of the center of the center of your body, your heart, your mind. And as you breathe in, you might want to visualize the word in. And as you breathe out, you might want to visualize the word out, like a sign. Noticing the shape of the letters, maybe the color of the letters in and out. In and out. And from the center of your being, we now invoke a circle of sovereign empowerment. And how we do this is you visualize a circle of light around your body, anywhere between 3 to 6 feet from the center of your body. The circumference of that circle lights up with whatever color comes into your awareness. It could be white light, it could be pink light, it could be a sapphire blue light, it could be emerald green. And along the 8 directions of that circle of empowerment, I invite you to visualize 8 pillars of light for the 8 directions. And from the pillar, at the center of the pillar of light, emerges White Buffalo Woman. You will see her angelic order arriving, the beautiful white bison, the beautiful white buffalo, their fur like clouds, their horns so strong, their eyes so soft and powerful. And you'll also feel the rumbling of the sky grandmothers arriving in the north. Many of us have been experiencing lots of lightning storms here in the US and rain showers, and that's what it feels like when the order of the sky grandmothers arrives. The lightning and thunder of divine love. In the Northeast, I welcome beloved and beautiful Ascended Master Isis. I shared about an experience with Isis today on YouTube Live. It was really fun. So be sure to check that out this weekend. And Isis is arriving wearing a beautiful purple dress today with these gold adornments. And her wings are shimmering, like almost like macaw wings with different colors of the rainbow today. But the under part of her wings are white. I love how Isis's changes. Isis will change up the color of her wings based on her outfit. That's my kind of girl. Uh, in the East, I welcome the radiant Hathor and the Hathor's angelic order, the Hathor Star Nation, who I received a message from this morning, actually in the middle of my workout. Um, and that message was, remember how close the star nations are during these times of great change on the planet. And for those of you who know that your star seeds, your star families are calling out to you to commune with them, to receive um, this like a grounding, an anchoring, an integration of support from the stars all the way down to your toes and your feet. The Hathor Star Nation mentors us that the Sophia Code is actually, it's not just a global movement, it's an interstellar movement to activate the sovereign divinity of all beings and all species, to activate the remembrance of who we are in the eyes and heart of God, who we call both Sophia, Source, Divine Mother, Divine Father. All of these names represent the same consciousness, the same creator, creatrix that gave life to us and to our souls. And when that consciousness, that divine consciousness takes on form, that consciousness is known as the Christ or the Buddha consciousness of God indwelling within the human form. And that's why the word Shekinah from Hebrew mysticism is included in the Sophia Code, because the word Shekinah is the divine feminine, the indwelling of God within the temple. And that is a metaphorical analogy to the divinity of your soul indwelling, descending down as the divine feminine within the very grounded divine masculine embodiment of becoming human. There's heaven and earth emerging as one. And the role that we are each playing and the journey that we are each on is the journey of remembering who we really are within that human form. Who, if we turn to the Southeast, where we invoke Green Tara, we had Green Tara's class for Sophia Circle Leadership yesterday. She was phenomenal. Or excuse me, on Wednesday. And this Green Para is an exceptional mentor for guiding your human awareness and pivoting your human awareness back to the truth and the recognition of your divinity, the light of your divinity. That is this Christ, Buddha consciousness that has been given to you as your soul, that abides within you. You cannot earn it. You cannot get it. You cannot lose it. It is you. And it's what all the masters of light, the Buddhas, the saints, the ascended masters, that's what they're all mirroring back to you. And so I welcome Green Tara, she of 1,000 stars, to stand with us in the southeast. In the south, I welcome Mother Mary. Mother Mary with a heart as big as this entire planet, welcoming her in the south. And I have never seen this before, but she has purple roses that are adorning her hair and creating like an archway of purple roses in the south. And she's saying, today is celebration for her. It's a revelation for her. And we're going to share more about that later in the call, but she is wearing a white dress, white and purple. And she's saying, today is an initiation of grace for everyone in attendance, both live and on the replay. And you'll see both white and purple rose petals showering over you, her blessings, her invitation to grace, her welcoming of your heart into this sacred space. In the Southwest, I recognize and I honor and I name Mary Magdalene, key code 5 of the Sophia Code, she of 1,000 angels, standing in the Southwest, on behalf of your life, helping to create that clear, sober, sovereign space for you to feel the truth of your divinity within your own body, within the center of the circle. And behind her stands Ascended Master Jesus, his divine masculine embodiment, supporting Mary Magdalene's transmission of angelic support, divine love, and transcendent activations for your divine purpose and destiny to flourish. I'm also welcoming her angelic order, the Order of Magdalena, which includes such beings as Joan of Arc. And in the West, I feel the winds pick up as Kuan Yin reveals herself standing at the Western gate, the Western pillar of your circle of empowerment. She rides upon the back of a Sophia dragon, but standing behind her is the one known as Maha Avatar Babaji, her divine masculine teaching counterpart. And Kuan Yin has this beautiful pink energy that's emanating from her palm chakras into this temple space, already bearing blessings for your sacred heart to open wider today. And she's saying that she understands that so many people who are attending this call live, that many of you are going through profound transformations where a part of your identity it's dying, it's being released. The scales are shedding in real time as that radiant new skin of who you really are is emerging in ways that are unexpected, profound, and surprising. And she's saying, this journey that we're about to embark upon in 2023, this is the journey of revealing who you really are and why you really came here to this planet in this lifetime. And she is so thrilled to be a part of today's announcement at the end of our call. And in the Northwest, I welcome the holiest of seraphim, the Sophia dragons, and all of their glory and all of their radiance, their scales shimmering with their tears and their songs of beauty and grace, worshiping the Divine Mother who is perpetually maintaining the form of creation for us to experience and learn from, to grow wiser from, to become more like the one who created us. And in the center of your circle, I welcome the presence of your higher self, the divine light of your soul, the avatar of your higher self, who has manifested your human body and all of the beautiful personality traits and quirks and all of the raw and rough places within you that make up all of you, that are the totality of you and the medicine that you have come to bring into this world. And in the center of your circle, your higher self and all of your glory and all of your divine light and all of your sovereignty, connecting with the hearts of each of these ascended masters. Begin to expand the light of your soul and the light of your higher self out to the very edges of that circle of empowerment. Now I invite you to visualize that light growing tall, like a column of light, like a pillar of light, beyond your body, beyond the ceiling, beyond the sky and the sun, the moon and the stars. And visualize that beautiful column of light traveling all the way up past the star nurseries and the galaxies and all of creation, the very edges of the multiverse, past the darker lights and the brighter lights and the gray lights and the really brilliant white lights of the fifth plane. And we're going to shoot right through the sixth plane like a hot knife through butter. And you're going to see a doorway of light that's opening up in your consciousness. Shoot through that doorway of light. And when you When you make it through that doorway of light, feel how you are returning in a conscious communion, conscious recognition with the Divine Mother source of all life, Divine Mother, Divine Father, Sophia, source of all life. And as your consciousness connects into that seventh plane reality, you're going to feel almost like you're melting. Like the skin is just melting right off your soul, and the bones are just melting like butter back into the light. You just become a puddle of light, merging with your source. And this is that seventh plane reality where instantaneous miracles and divine knowing exist. This is the place that you can return to in your meditation and your prayer. No matter what you're feeling, no matter what's happening in your reality, you can always return back to your source that exists beyond our planet, beyond all worlds of form, and is therefore completely objective, completely autonomous, completely sovereign in its perspective and its guidance and its all knowingness, which is called omniscience. Many people have called this light God. Whatever name you call this source of all life is welcome here. This light, this all-consuming light of the seventh plane also includes what's called the womb of no thing, which we read about in chapter 1 of the Sophia Code. And this womb of no thing, the nothingness, and all of creation exist within one another. They're interdependent within one another. A Zen mantra is form is emptiness and emptiness is form. If you said that mantra to yourself several times per day for many days in a row, your brain would literally crack open and you would start to perceive the truth of reality in a very different way. Start to experience the truth of reality in a very different way. Because as Green Tara teaches, as Hathor teaches, form is extremely flimsy. It's literally held together by atoms that have an enormous amount of infinite space between them. Why is this important? Why is this as important as, paying your bills and going to work and being with your children and your businesses and your career? Because if you return to this perspective, often it puts everything into perspective about what's happening on earth. Further, when you sit in the circle of your empowerment, you can see the dark agendas, you can see the lies and programming of the Luciferian matrix so much more clearly. You're more open to understanding how you might be blocked by your own trauma, by programming that you might have accepted and received in childhood that you can't see in your day-to-day reality. But when you pull back, right? You're not in the middle of the forest, you're above the forest in a really cool helicopter or plane or something, and you're looking down at first, oh wow, there's the forest of my life. That's what's happening in the seventh plane. You can take stock of what you believe in, and you can choose sovereignty again and again. This world, it's an illusion that it has any power over you. It's an illusion that it could ever take your power away from you. This world is a testing ground, it's a playground, and it's also meant to be a heavenly ground for humans to live and all species to live in co-creative communion with Mother Earth. And we look upon Earth from the seventh plane, we see the enormous amount of confusion and conflict and suffering from this perspective. And one of the first things that I invite you to do when you take in the view of Earth, both her beauty and all of the pain that has been inflicted upon her, it's important at this when you get this perspective to have a great deal of compassion for yourself and for choosing to incarnate on the planet at this time. And that if you made such a miraculous choice, such a bold and courageous choice, you actually deserve everything. You deserve everything even beyond your choice, but you deserve to live in a blessed life in return for your willingness to be here, to be the light of this world. That doesn't mean life is free of any of creative challenges, of growth edges, but it does mean you deserve to receive support, doors opening, and to remain in alignment with the truth that your source is always providing for you. And even more importantly, that the light of your divinity is invincible. It's impervious to the machinations of the global war that we are all surviving. And from this perception, merged with God consciousness within the seventh plane, I invite you to send a download of unconditional divine love back to yourself on earth, to fluff up your wings, to bring that powerful healing light from the seventh plane, to stream it down like a waterfall of divine love, a waterfall of divine blessings, thousands of angel wings of comfort and support. Witness that divine download traveling all the way across the cosmos back to your precious body on earth. And I invite your body to open up in every cell of your body to receive that blessing from the seventh plane. And now that you've fully anchored the seventh plane consciousness within you, I invite your consciousness to know that you are anchored into seventh plane awareness, to now travel back to your human body and travel right through your human body and all the way to the center of the earth. And bring that column of light and connect to the heart star of the Mother Earth. And feel how powerfully you can anchor the Christ consciousness, the Buddha consciousness of your soul, as though your human body is actually a lightning rod. It is an anchor for the lightning of God consciousness to flow through you and anchor and become truly grounded, like a how electricity needs to ground for the charge to be useful, all the way into the heart of the Mother Earth. We are all, in a very bioenergetic way, continually blessing the earth with our divine light. The more and more conscious and sober to our sovereign divinity we become, the more and more of a conscious blessing our bodies become to the earth, because that's how it was meant to be. Everything in divinity is meant to be serving itself. The divinity in you is here to serve the divinity of Mother Earth, and the divinity of Mother Earth is here to serve you. Everything is a sacred exchange. And so together as the Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective, let us now consciously connect with the collective I am presence of our global community, and feel how we are mastering being these pillars of light, these guardians of light, these dragon keepers of light for the planet. And in your mind, you may begin to witness the hundreds of light workers around the world that are joining you around the world to create this grid of Sophia Christ consciousness. It's always good to be reminded of how many souls have come to be on this journey with you. You might just take a moment to exhale into the grace of that much communion. Today, I would love to explore your heart chakra a little bit more. I mentioned earlier in our meditation, coming into the center of your heart, the center of your being. And I invite you to take 3 more deep, conscious breaths, practicing that mindfulness technique that I shared at the beginning of the call. Breathing in and visualizing the word in, breathing out and visualizing the word out. How much electricity, how much consciousness and alignment, bliss, communion with Sophia and your higher self can be breathed in. As you exhale any anxieties and fears that you're ready to release as you breathe out. Practicing that 3 more times. And I invite you to visualize that you are now sitting in a beautiful garden. The temperature is just lovely. It's like that perfect springtime feeling on your skin. Or it could be that crisp autumn air that's just fresh from the turning of summer. And I invite you to visualize that you're sitting in meditation on a lotus throne. The lotus petals have unfurled, and there is a beautiful seat at the center of that lotus. And that is where you're sitting right now. As you continue to breathe in and out. And another lotus throne is arising. And upon that lotus throne sits Mother Mary, and she is facing you in meditation, just as she does in her key code 4 initiation in chapter 9 of the Sophia Code. I'm going to read from page 175 of the Sophia Code. Please feel free to stay in meditative bliss with Mother Mary as I read these words. Every step that you take to honor your true interests allows your higher self to magnetize every collaborative component of support, synchronicity, miracles, and manifestations for the success of your unfolding destiny. Everything outside of you that is positively supporting your journey is a blessing or messenger of encouragement from your higher self. Fulfilling your destiny is how to give and receive all the divine love you have ever wanted to experience in this lifetime. I'm going to pause here for a moment. The words of Mother Mary are incredibly powerful in the Sophia Code. And the first step that Mother Mary would like for us to take is to recognize that we have a lot of ideas about what fulfilling our destiny means based on the culture that we've grown up in, which is very different per country. It's based on what we value as perceived success very often. It could even include the expressing our ideas of destiny can often include our vision of how our gifts and talents work together to fulfill the divine purpose of our destiny. But the truth is, no matter what we're identifying with or what might be real about the vehicle of how our divine purpose is fulfilled through our gifts and talents and our offerings, the truth is that what Mother Mary says is that fulfilling your destiny is how to give and receive all the divine love you have ever wanted to experience in this lifetime. So if you're an artist, your artistry is the journey of giving and receiving love. If you're a teacher, your journey is the journey of giving and receiving love. It doesn't matter what role or gifts or skills or talents are being offered. It's what is motivating the use of those gifts. That is what we deeply and truly desire to experience as the fulfillment of our destiny is to give and receive love. So, what that really points to, Mother Mary is sharing today in meditation with you, is that everything you do in your relationships, in your career, in your family, in your businesses, how you live inside your body, it's a journey of giving and receiving love. And that is what's genuinely fulfilling you. Even if you, let's say you have an exceptional talent and gift and you want to reach the height of what your craft means to you, what is genuinely motivating that? It is to express love of the highest order through your exceptional gift or talent. It all comes back to love. And it all comes back to being grateful for the opportunity to give and receive love. So, Mother Mary is sharing very much like how we began with our invocation. When you return back to the source of all of creation, it really simplifies reality that all of creation and the gift of life is the opportunity to recognize and to participate in the actions of giving and receiving love. Why is that so important? Other than for the absolute obvious reason that is the everything. Because this world right now is designed to separate you from your understanding that you're here to give and receive love. The paradigm that we are surviving and that we are choosing to birth beyond as we step into the light and sovereignty of our souls. This is a journey of keeping our hearts open when many people in this world have only chosen to keep their heart open a little bit. Many are shut down almost entirely. A big part, if fulfilling our destiny is the journey, everything we do is actually boils down to the equation of giving and receiving love. That what would happen if we consciously chose to keep our hearts open within every conversation and everything we did? It would not always feel comfortable. Sometimes it might even feel painful. But what would we discover about ourselves, about our divinity, about fulfilling our purpose through giving and receiving love? We would discover that there is no power greater than the power of giving and receiving love. We would discover that this divine love that we are here to radiate from our hearts as we keep our hearts open in this world, we would discover that our heart chakras are actually stargates for God consciousness to flood this world with its evolutionary next quantum leap. And so Mother Mary is bringing her hand to your heart, and she can either keep her hand just above your heart or she can place it right on your chest, whatever you feel comfortable with. Just let Mother Mary know, and you'll feel a slight like pressure as though someone physically is putting their hands on you, because that's what's happening with Mother Mary. She is letting you know she's standing right in front of you. Hmm. And she's smiling at you and she's thanking you so much for your willingness to be one of the many light workers that must choose to remember how to keep our hearts open in some of the darkest times of humanity's collective transformation. And you may begin to feel this outpouring of white and baby blue light that's starting to pour out of her hand as a blessing over your heart chakra. And what she's saying is that this is a blessing of regeneration for your heart and for your body, your mind, and your soul. It's a rebalancing, a pouring into you of this divine feminine transmission of love, the true meaning of giving and receiving love. This healing light transmission from Mother Mary is also rebalancing and recalibrating your belief systems, as of course directed by your higher self, to deepen and integrate a more sober understanding of what the truth of giving really is about, and the truth of receiving, how they complete each other, how they regenerate one another. And she's saying if you tend to be imbalanced between a receiving or a giving, this is that moment to allow Mother Mary's healing transmission to help you come into greater alignment with the one principle that you may tend to veer away from. Many light workers tend to give far more than they receive. But maybe giving is scary for you. And so maybe it's actually receiving that you're more used to, and giving might be the place where you stretch and grow. Whichever end of the spectrum is coming into balance, you're going to start to feel as though your heart is being watered, as though it's a parched desert and it's being filled with an ocean of love, a river of life, as this beautiful divine love transmission from Mother Mary pours into your heart. As you continue to accept and receive the grace of Mother Mary's healing light, you'll start to notice your heart chakra feeling as though it's moving, maybe vibrating a little bit. But for me at this moment, it feels as though the petals of my heart are opening up, both in the front of my heart chakra and the back of my heart chakra. Be curious and notice any subtle energetic sensations as Mother Mary's healing light gently activates your heart center. And in her presence, she's sharing to you, if you have some expectations about what fulfilling your destiny looks like, but you don't know how that is going to unfold for you. She's saying, share your thoughts and your feelings with me in this moment of prayer and meditation. And I will take a moment in silence to amplify your prayers with Mother Mary. You can be very honest with Mother Mary. She would much prefer that. Oh, and it's such a relief for me to feel everyone praying their prayers and sharing their thoughts and reflections about destiny and our hearts today with Mother Mary. We are so blessed by the prolific, um, just radiance of the souls of our global community of light workers. It's such an honor to bear witness to your prayers, to your intentions, to the purity of your hearts. It's an honor. Thank you. And at this time, I witnessing Mother Mary is offering us a blue rose transmission. She's often connected to the blue rose. The blue rose was used in ancient, as well as blue lotus oil in ancient Egypt for initiations in the mystery school. And so, this color of blue, what is it about the color of blue? The color of blue activates us into deep wisdom keeping, spiritual maturity. It aligns us with the medicine of our soul. And it also, first, most importantly, aligns us with divine will. So when we focus and meditate upon the energies of blue, sapphire blue, royal blue, sky blue, we're learning how to come into alignment with divine will and how to creatively express divine will with our free will. Our free will comes into alignment with divine will, and creativity arises out of the throat center. This is why Mother Mary is often blessing us with these sapphire blue flames. And today she's brought forward this blue rose transmission. So it's to bless your heart with a deeper understanding of your divine purpose, aligning you with greater and greater opportunities to give and receive love. That's all that's ever happening. You have a breakthrough in your career. Maybe you're reaching more people as a light worker. What's really happening? Maybe there's more resources, more financial freedom. Maybe there's more people to work with. But really, all that's happening through all of that is you've expanded your capacity to give and to receive more love. And that goes for any level of expansion, financial or otherwise. There's an opportunity to give and receive greater and greater amounts of love. It's what we're all after. It's why we all bothered to come here. And so Mother Mary is inviting you to imagine that there is a giant blue rose at the center of your heart, and it's all like a bud, just a bud at the center of your being, this rosebud of sapphire blue. And from this bud, there's a stem that travels all the way down your center, and it connects to your root chakra at the base of your spine, right at the perineum. This rosebud is growing up out of your root chakra. And Mother Mary is singing the song of Sophia, a song of grace over your heart chakra. And she's singing that it's safe to be open and it's safe to be free. It's safe to believe, and it's safe to be seen. It's like this combination of self love with the teachings of Isis that she's merging into the song as she sings over your heart. And as she continues to sing, I invite the presence of your higher self, the light within every cell of your body, to begin to gently open this rosebud at the center of your heart chakra. And to feel this rose expanding its petals in every direction, spiraling open, bigger and bigger, until you feel the sensation within your heart chakra that your heart is literally blooming as the rose. And the more that these waves of blooming energy are allowed to ripple through your body, you may even feel yourself sitting up straighter and almost puffing up your chest, like coming into really amazing, a really exceptional posture. All of a sudden, you might just feel real in alignment with this blossoming heart chakra transmission with Mother Mary. And Mother Mary is pointing to 13 petals within your heart chakra. And you may see on these 13 petals diamonds or points of light or even Sanskrit symbols. You might notice dewdrops running from the petals back to the center of the rose. You might even notice at the center of the rose, as it continues to expand and bloom open wider and wider, there's a ball of light at the center of that blue rose. Stunning, really. How magnificent you are. And let's just practice that, breathing into this blossoming open heart chakra transmission, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. One more time, visualizing the word in and breathing out. How spacious does your heart chakra feel right now? If there are contractions in your heart chakra or in your physical chest, look for where you can be present both with the contractions and the spaciousness within your heart. For years, I couldn't breathe into my chest or into my heart without feeling both contractions and very little spaciousness. Right now, I feel an enormous amount of space in my heart chakra, and it's not contracted at all. But that took years of healing and meditation and the journey of coming back into relationship with my body. So wherever you are at with this blossoming heart chakra transmission, like, it's perfect for right now. It's where you're at. And you could even acknowledge that the spaciousness that you can feel is a blessing by saying, I am blessed. I am the space and place for which God abides within. You could also say, I am the space and the place for which Divine Mother, Sophia, abides within. Or you could say, I am the space and the place for which my higher self dwells within me. Fill in the blank, whatever, whatever lights your fire, whatever lights you up. Breathe into all of the available space of your heart center. Now, I'm at my meditation altar, and I always go into a really spacious place in front of my medicine, Buddha Tanka and Green Tara. And I've also got Mother Mary and Kuan Yin, different dragons here on my meditation altar. And the reason why I'm sharing that is because I invite you to make the correlation between that seventh plane, that womb of no thing, the space from which all of the light of creation arises from, See if there's a correlation with how your heart chakra feels right now. Can you feel the vast, eternal presence that is nothingness within your heart, while also feeling the physicality of your body, the petals, the metaphysical, etheric petals of your chakra system, the love that is pouring through you from the source, filling you like a lighthouse of a human being. There are many subtle feelings that you can name and claim, which will reveal to you what the invincible power of your love in this world. I want you to imagine in this moment, just for the sake of exploration, for the prayer that is praying you, imagine an arrow that's been pointed at you, shooting right through your heart. And imagine that that arrow passes right through your body and right through your heart without harming anything, any part of you, any part of your soul, any part of your body, any of your identifications, because you're not identified with the ego structure. You are identified with the presence of love and space within this vast opening within the center of your being. How does it change your perception of reality? Emptiness is form. Form is emptiness. How would your experience of giving and receiving love change? How would it be altered forever? How would your perception be transformed forever? If you knew that this is how invincible your love was, that you are here to give to this world, whether this world understood it or not, because chances are good, most of the world is not going to understand the love that is pouring through you. How would that change when you decide to give and receive love? How you choose to give and receive love? How would truly, somatically, deeply knowing that this invincible divine love was within you and therefore nothing could actually harm you, how would it change your offering, your relationship to your divine purpose? How would it liberate you from the fears and anxieties of this world? Breathing in, breathing out. Notice where the ego structure wants to come in and say, well, you could still get hurt and it could still be this and it could still be that. And it's like all of that can be there too. It doesn't have to prevent you from touching into this invincible light that you are. The ego structure is always and ever going to be testing your faith and reminding you of the care that is to be afforded to your body, heart, and mind. But the truth is that the more you tune into the invincible reality of your divinity, the more that invincible divinity and that divine love changes your experience of form. That would be a good one to write down. The more you tune into the truth of your invincible divinity and the truth of your invincible divine love, which you are here to give and receive here in this world, the more that invincible divine light and divine love will change your experience of form. Because all of form is daring and taunting you and challenging you and inviting you and welcoming you and every other spectrum of intensity and bliss, everything in between. It's invoking you into your greatness. Life is invoking you into your greatness, and your greatness does not reside in your human ability to perform. Your greatness resides in your human ability to surrender into the divine love that you already are, for you have been made in the image and likeness of God. And these are the words of Mother Mary that I just spoke to me, who she spoke them into my heart, and I'm speaking them to you. Oh, thank you. Mother Mary and Jesus taught about this a lot. We must shift, continually shift back to the light of our divinity as the bearer of these, we can feel like a burden to fulfill your divine purpose in this world at times. It's only a burden to the human mind. So the light of the soul, it is child's play. It can dissolve arrows, bullets. That takes a state of mind that is so fixated upon the truth of God's reality that you learn how to no longer waver back into the illusion and the nightmare that most people don't even know they're addicted to as a false reality. And so, through these words of divine love, we find ourselves now at the top of the hour with these pearls of Mother Mary's grace rolling forward as though they're coming off the tongue of a dragon. And I give thanks for this blossoming open heart transmission that has been given to us today in supported by the Sophia Dragon Tribe, all of these beyond epic key code ascended master mentors who are all honestly bowing in respect to Mother Mary's transmission today. They are so behind her in their gratitude and their honor of her legacy of love and her mission, her destiny with this planet. There's an interesting verse in the Old Testament in the book of Genesis where it's actually talking about the foot of a woman crushing the head of Lucifer, not a man. Not Jesus, actually the foot of a woman, and that woman would have been the mother of Jesus if we were to look at all of the doctrine and ideology of the church, which, don't get me started about how that's gone sideways 1,000 different ways, but there are certain things in the Bible that we can look to as markers, timestamps of the cosmic drama that's unfolding on this planet. And from everything that I have experienced in my lifetime of being in direct communion with Jesus, Mother Mary, and Mary Magdalene, it is the divine force of nature that Mother Mary is for humanity and for this planet. I don't have accurate words to describe it. It's such an all-consuming passion that she has for our ascension and for the release of this earth from these false matrices and a return to the divine womb matrix of the Holy Mother. I pray for words to somehow accurately describe it over this next year because I am quite moved and humbled to announce that our journey for 2023 will be focused entirely on the new revelations and key code 4 initiations of Mother Mary. We are going to begin the journey to open your heart in January, and it's going to go for 13 months as I am actively channeling the remaining material for Mother Mary Speaks, which will be volume 4 of the Sophia Code as a codex. So every chapter in section 2 of the Sophia Code is its own volume, a future volume. And so volume 4 is already being birthed, but we're going to be releasing volume 4 month by month to you, our beloved community. And this is going to include live classes, the new revelation on a journey through every petal of the heart chakra, and why Mother Mary believes that your open heart is the sovereign mission for this planet. I'm bursting at the seams with excitement. I'm also very humbled at the thought of what's ahead, because it will be absolutely extraordinary. And we're going to be offering 13 live classes with me on all of this new material. You'll be the first access to receive the key code initiations that complete the key code 4 transmission through every part of the heart chakra. And you'll also receive multiple study sessions and dynamic Q&A sessions with our beloved team angels, some of our selected certified Sophia Circle leaders. And so this is an extremely comprehensive program that will be a curriculum that we'll be offering for our mystery schools starting this January. And so we have a very special offer for you. And you can receive that link in the chat. And also we're going to be sending that information out in the replay. So thanks for joining me in celebration. I'm so looking forward to this. I kind of can't believe we're finally here, that we can finally do this together as a community. And in honor of this announcement, I'm going to read several paragraphs from the upcoming volume, from the section of the book called Your Open Heart is the Sovereign Mission. Mother Mary speaks. The heart is elevated as the most important spiritual center of the body in every sacred tradition across time. It is the spiritual gateway for life, to move you beyond small ideas about yourself, as it guides you to what you're worthy of receiving. The heart has its own ability to hear, speak, and know truth that surpasses your mind's perception of reality. As you grow in genuine self-love, your heart will open wide enough to serve others from a sovereign space of spiritual maturity. Whenever you call upon my name, I am always reassuring you of this unshakable truth. Your heart is built as a living chalice for the unconditional love of your soul to overflow into this world. Nothing can change that truth. There is no trauma, unresolved hatred, or ongoing suffering that can alter the original divine blueprint of your heart. Your heart knows itself as a sovereign vessel of pure grace and will do everything it can to resist the lies of your social programming, trauma, and ego structure, to reveal its true nature to your awareness. If you are reading these words, be assured that you chose to come to this planet as a way shower of the open heart. Although a restless mind would compare the details of everyone's unique mission to its own, be assured that the central theme of every awakened soul's mission on earth is the same. Number one, to open your heart to the miraculous power and sovereign presence of divine love that already exists within you. And number two, to keep your heart open and expanding in its capacity to love, act, and create through divine love in an ongoing inner dialogue with your source, regardless of all circumstances. These are the words of Mother Mary, a gift to us all. And I thank you so much for the opportunity to share today's transmission with you. I asked Mother Mary before this prayer collective what reading to read from the Sophia Code that Ashley read before we went live. And I'm realizing as I read these words, how these words are literally a continuation of that passage from the Sophia Code. And I had never made that connection until today. And I'm just so grateful that in preparation for this prayer collective, in preparation for being in ceremony with you, that I got to receive the loving recognition of just how perfect this journey is going to be as it unfolds beyond my understanding. to greater and greater and greater experiences of divine love. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mother Mary. Thank you, Kiko, Ascended Masters. Thank you, Sophia Dragonchild. Thank you to your higher self, and thank you to Divine Mother, Divine Father, God. We lift up the prayers of our hearts, the desires of our hearts to fulfill our destiny by giving and receiving more love. We open our hearts to where we are being guided to next, knowing that Mother Mary and all the Ascended Masters go with us. And we close this space knowing that our prayers are heard and are answered, and that we are co-creating the answer one self-loving step at a time in co-creation with you. Amen. Thank you, everyone. This was so much fun. Please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions about our new program. Check out that link. Thanks for celebrating with me. We're super excited about what's ahead. It's going to be completely life-changing. And it's going to be a journey that supports us through some pretty intense transitionary times on the planet. So, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We're happy to get on the phone and talk to you about this extraordinary learning opportunity and to grow together in a dynamic community portal of mentorship with Mother Mary all year long. Love you all so much. Hopefully I'll see some of you at Love from the Other Side coming up in Scottsdale, Arizona on October 15th. Have a beautiful, blessed day or evening wherever you are. Namaste.